on Galactic Greg's coming to you live. Guys, we have a new launch date for the Artemis 1 Space Launch System rocket, Artemis 1 mission. And that is going to be the 14th of November. The 14th of November in the wee hours at 12:07 a.m., which is Monday morning, which means for my time, it'll be 11:07 p.m. Sunday. So there you go, my friends. That's an interesting date time, which means I'll be up all evening Sunday on this mission and in the wee hours of Monday morning. Now, that said, other things to consider are that this is going to be a shorter mission. This mission, hey Judy, this mission is going to be what's the date on that? I think it's 25-day mission. In fact, it's supposed to end with a splashdown on the 9th of December. They're anticipating a rollout to the launch pad on the 4th of November. Now, there are backup launch dates. The backup launch dates are the 16th at 1:04 a.m. Eastern time. The times I'm giving are Eastern times, and on the 19th at 1:49 a.m. Eastern time. So again, the launch date is the 14th at 12:07 a.m. Eastern time in the morning. So that's the primary launch date. I'm standing here next to a model. Let me turn the camera around. I'll show you. This is a model of the Space Launch System. This is the Artemis 1 rocket. Now, like I said, they're going for the shorter mission to get it off at that launch window. Instead of 42 days, this will be a 25-day mission. And it's a 69-minute launch window. 69 minutes are available. 69-minute launch window. And the reason this is in the foyer of building 4220. The reason it's these windows depend on the lineup, the orbit, the spin of the Earth, orbit of the Moon, quite a few things that they have to play in to get these launch windows worked out. Now that sounds sporty, 69 minutes, considering all the trouble we had fueling in the past. But you got to bear in mind the space shuttle had launch windows of 5 minutes many times, and actually nailed it. And some of our managers have pointed us out, well, it shouldn't be a problem. We had launch windows of 5 minutes with the space shuttle. But a lot of people forget things like we last launched a space shuttle 11 years ago, and all the technicians and crew were laid off, at least most of them. They were laid off, and many of them went on to find other jobs and careers and moved out of state and went here, there, and yonder. So we don't have the same crew. There may be some members from the old crew, but by and large, there's a big difference in the crews available today and what was available then. In 11 years, a lot of your senior NASA management retired too. So there is also changes here at NASA. There's changes all the way around. So it's a different, we have a different vehicle, but it's using, the same engines, the same fuels, just more of it. But again, that liquid hydrogen is real persnickety at minus 423 degrees Fahrenheit. That's extremely cold. And hydrogen is the smallest molecule, the easiest to escape. And it's hard to make a good seal with that kind of temperature, guys. I mean, just rubber seal at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, it's got problems. It gets stiff, and the seal don't need to be stiff at the seat, especially when it's got liquid hydrogen. So there's challenges associated with this. They managed to make it somewhat workable during the shuttle era, although there was a time they had a whole summer they couldn't seem to launch because they had leaking problems. So, other fuels would definitely be more manageable, like, SpaceX is going to liquid methane, which is like minus, 140 something degrees. It's warmer even than LOX, and LOX has been pretty easy to handle. We haven't had any problems with LOX, liquid oxygen, which is good at the minus 230 some odd degrees, I believe. So that is it, my friends. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at that for our launch possibilities here with this thing. Let's see what we're getting in here for. I saw something green pop up. What was that? I saw a little green indicator here. All right, we got a lot of people in the chat room. I'll chat with you just a sec here. I'm going to walk out of here. I'm going to show y'all something. As we stand poised to make history, at NASA, we're destroying the history that we made in the past. You see all that rubble in front of me? That was building 4201. It was one of the buildings from which the older Apollo program was managed. But the one standing, the bones that you see up there standing, with a windsock on it. That was the Marshall Space Flight Center headquarters for decades. That is building 4200. What's left of it? Man, I've had a lot of meetings in that. We used to have another building over here that they tore down, 4202, which a lot of the shuttle program management took place out of 4202, and it was over here. It's gone. They built a new building here. But at one time, this building wasn't here. That building wasn't there. That's now where I guess the headquarters is. It's not as big, not as grand as this building was, not as tall. This is a 10-story building, plus the piece on top of it. So it's, I don't know, my friends, it's a real loss to see this building go, because this was where von Braun had his headquarters right here. This is von Braun's office for decades. Well, he didn't work for decades, but when he was doing the Apollo Saturn V program, that's where it was managed from, right there. It became more of an admin building later. I mean, the later center directors weren't so involved in the management of the primary program here as von Braun was. But it's a real loss that building will actually come down before we do our next moonshot. That building will not survive to see the next moonshot. I know they're planning to cordon everything off here the 21st. So to me, that's a sad moment. This used to be known as the von Braun complex here, campus. You know, used to be little walkways around. It had little nice trees, and it used to be a bust of Winter von Braun there. But it's somewhat, you know, not exactly in a line of political alignment today, so it is no longer to be found. No longer to be found. Probably never see the light of day again, for whatever reasons. I'm not going to sit here and talk about that here. Might be a terminal thing for my career, and I don't want to get into that. But look, we do have autumn colors starting in. Some of that's pretty. Autumn colors are starting to set in. So let me read the chat messages here as I walk back to my building. I'm going to sign back in. I signed out of my work. We got thunderstorms coming. I might as well just go back to work because I got windshield wiper issues in my vehicle. I hear echo here a little bit, especially if I stand right under there. The echo real nice. Let's see here. Hi, Judy. Hi, Katie. Dragon's Garden. What's this one for? Yeah, we're going to launch the Space Launch System Artemis 1 rocket, hopefully on the 14th of November this time. Hopefully it'll work out. Hey, Elton. How you doing? What do they use for shielding up there to keep it from burning up? Well, in space, you're going to be hot on one side and cold on the other. Usually they rotate them or have fluids inside that manage that. Do we need to blow up the moon? We're not going to blow up the moon. We're not that sophisticated. We couldn't blow up the moon if we wanted to. We are not that sophisticated. For all our supposed power, it's not that great. Let's see. Of course, they take it 4,200. It's got 42 in it. 420 in it. 420. What are we talking about? 420 what? Von Braun. The locals used to call him Von Braun. In fact, I think he actually insisted on being called that locally. Von Braun. Erasing our history. Yeah, Judy, cancel culture, man. Cancel culture. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Anyway, turn the phone around. Sad to some of us, at least. We hate to see our history that we so adored growing up, going to the moon. The first time around, get kind of swept under the rug. It's kind of sad. I'm standing in front of 4220, I mean. And we got some northern type conifers here, but those don't grow native here. Their seedlings won't even sprout. They'll grow for several years. Well, they get ginormous, they'll die off. But anyway, let me just show you as we're walking here. You can see turn this around, we can see the last glimpses of history here, guys. The last glimpses of 4200 and 4201. That's what's left of 4201, a rubble pile. I'll probably do a video specifically on that in the not too distant future. I gotta be careful what I say. Must be very careful. Anyway, lots of history took place here. Lots of meetings, lots of planning throughout the Apollo era, Skylab space station, Space Shuttle program, International Space Station. A lot happened. Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the red line here, red tape. They might take me out here. I didn't realize as I was walking. Better get back over here. They'll lock me up. I don't want to go to NASA jail. There's not a NASA jail, but it went, I don't want harassment for it. So, and the new headquarters building is flying the flag, but it's not half step. It's a small flagpole that used to fly proudly on top of a 4200. Go back and see my video on the F1 rocket engine. I did it in front of this building. And if you see the photographs of me and astronaut Fred Hayes that I posted in my previous video, it was one of the photographs that was in it. We took that photograph also in front of that building. Astronaut Fred Hayes was on the Apollo the 13th mission. He was the lunar module commander, pilot, and the lunar module is what saved our lives on that mission. But I didn't get to land on the moon because I had that accident. My friends, I worked for him. He actually signed my paycheck twice. So anyway, we're going to go here, guys. We're going to go. Eagle landed has double meaning. Actually, oh, I wasn't even thinking about that, dragons. Okay, I'm slow. I got other things in my mind. I'm not thinking about smoky stuff like that. Yeah, already now it catches up. I'm slow today on that regard. It's not my normal forte to be thinking that kind of stuff. Because I don't partake in it, so it's not my normal forte, but I get you, I follow. All right, my friends, thank you for watching. Share the video. Check, if you hadn't seen it, go check out my last video I posted, which was, I filmed it in wee hours this morning, and I hit the post button when I was at work, because it said at 1 o'clock or 12, around 1 o'clock was a good time for videos. I didn't take off at first, so I'm not so sure about that. It said that a lot of you guys were on at that time, according to the channel analytics stuff. So go check that video out, and it's an interesting video about Mars. Did life on Mars commit suicide? It's kind of, well, I put a lot of funny, I put a lot of video in there, so it's a kind of I thought it was a fun video because I put a lot of different video shots in there, so I spent a lot of time editing that video. So I hope y'all enjoy it, and I got a little fun trick in there too. It's not a building, it's a tree. Oh well, let's see. Looks kind of, I don't know, it's bare bones now. It's bare bones. Bare bones. Just a skeleton of its former self. I imagine it looked kind of like that when we were building it, before they really started outfitting the offices. I imagine Von Braun looked at that building in pride when it was in construction like that and imagined all the stuff that was going to happen there. And now she's coming down. And all the other NASA managers. Back in the day. Back in the day. You're not alone. Well, thank you. Well, I just hope I didn't say anything to get me in trouble. I was trying not to. It might be my last week here. No, I don't think so. I was kind of careful. Try to be careful. Try to be careful, but you never know. Things can get sensitive, so I'm trying to be careful. Anyway, guys, I'm not always the best at that. I'm too much of a loudmouth sometimes. It does get me in trouble. Anyway, y'all take care. With that, I'm going to say thanks for posting the link, Katie. And with that, I'm going to say thank y'all for watching, and Greg out.